Hey, how's it going? It's Stephen here from understandingaudio.com, and today's video is all about breathing new life into your mixes. Now, if you ever put together a beat or a piece of music or been working on a mix and it just sounds a bit dull, a little bit lifeless, despite it being good music or at least good to your ear, it just doesn't really inspire you. It's not something that you want to listen to over and over again, and that's kind of a problem when it comes to mixing because you do have to listen to this over and over again. So you want to get to the exciting bit as quick as possible. And I want to get to the exciting part of this video as quick as possible. So first, let me play you back this beat that I've been working on so that you get an idea of what I'm talking about and the beat that I really want to bring to life. So far, I'm liking how this is sounding, but you'll notice that the piano is quite static sounding. It's just a little flat to me. It's just basic chords. There's not a whole lot going on with it. And also, I really like the beat. I like how the bass sounds with the drums. I'm probably not going to do anything with the bass so far, but there's just one element of the drum beat that I just want to accentuate a little bit. But first, let's go to the piano. And this video is all about breathing life into your mixes. So how are we going to do that? Well, first let's just play this piano back in solo so you get exactly what I was talking about, why I feel it's a little bit flat. So the piano sound itself is quite nice, but there's just nothing on it. It's just there, it's very dry, and there's nothing really all that exciting about it. So breathing life into your mixes sounds a bit airy-fairy, but what I'm talking about here, and at the moment what I'm really experimenting with personally in my mixes, is use of effects and primarily use of delays. Now, I've already mentioned in a number of articles and videos over on understandingaudio.com that I think that the use of delays to add width and ambience to mixes is really undervalued. The first thing that people tend to go for is reverb when they're looking to add depth to their mixes, and that might not always be the best move. So like I said, personally, I've been experimenting with delays a lot more in my mixes to breathe life into the mixes, just give it a lot more movement and feel. So the first thing that I wanted to do with this piano was actually just add a very simple delay to it. And I didn't do this in solo. I added the delay while I listened to the whole beat in loop playback and just gradually brought in the delay. So the first delay that I used is just a standard stock Pro Tools delay, the Mod Delay 3. And what's going on here is there is a quarter note on the left and a 16th note on the right. Got quite a lot of feedback, 69% on the quarter note on the left, and yet still the same, quite a lot of feedback on the right, 40% on the 16th note. The 16th note also has an 8% offset from the groove, so a slight timing change, so it's just not on the grid as much as it normally would be. And let's listen to that in solo just to hear what that delay is doing. Without it. With it. So then in the context of the overall beat and the overall mix. Let's take it out again. bring it back in. So obviously what that delay is doing is it's filling in the gaps. It's filling in any silences with, well, it's especially over on the left because I've really accentuated that quarter note delay over on the left, and that's done intentionally. So let's leave that delay on and move to the next effect, which is actually another delay. This is another piano delay. This time I used the maximising delay. I used a preset from the master himself, the ambient delay. Now, this isn't just a delay effect. There's a little bit of reverb, a little bit of a doubler with some detune and a phaser as well. Here, there's another quarter note delay on each side. So rather than there being a quarter note on the left and a 16th on the right, you've got a quarter note on both sides. So the idea of this delay was to even things up a bit and just add a little bit more ambience and, again, a little bit more life just to this piano, because when we started out it was really dry. So let's hear what this one is doing in conjunction with the delay that we already added. Let's take it out. Let's bring it back in. All right, so I really like what that phaser and the detune on the doubler is doing to this. It gives it kind of like a watery sound, and it just really helps to bring that piano sound to life. It also blends really well with that other delay, in my opinion. Now, let's hear that again in the context of the beat as a whole. Let's take it out. And back in. So everything's starting to sound the way I want it to sound now. There's a little bit more life and everything. It's a little bit more movements. I really like the way that maximising delay fills in the gaps a little bit more and adds that sort of spacey feel to that piano sound. But there's one more delay that I actually added before we continue on the piano. There's also one more effect that I added to the piano, but that came a little bit later. So let's just focus on the beat for now. Let's just play back the beat on its own just so you get an idea of that. Again, just the percussive elements. So this loop 3 down here, I felt that could be accentuated a little bit more, and I could add in a little bit of delay to that, just so the percussive elements themselves actually create more space and bounce around in the mix a little bit more. And yeah, just add that sense of space and life. We're trying to breathe life into this. We're trying to make it sound like there's movement in the mix. So we've already created space with the piano. Now we want to make sure that our percussive elements are complementing that. So let's hear what I did with that, and let's hear how it sits in the mix. Now, all that is this PM Echo Flex plugin. You can use any delay plugin. This is just one that I really like using. The mix is at 100% and it's an 8th note this time. There's quite a lot of sustain on it, so you'll see this as the feedback percentage in other plugins. And that's pretty much it. I'm just adding this 8th note to this loop loop 3 track to just accentuate that kind of knocking sound, just to keep it going, and to fill in the gaps as well with something a little bit more percussive, just keep everything moving along. Let me just play that on its own so you can hear what I'm talking about. Okay, so if I take out this delay send now and just play that back, you get an idea of what it sounded like before the delay. Okay, let's bring it back in. Okay, so that should give you a much better idea of what we're setting out to do here with this beat overall. We're just creating that really nice sense of space. So where we're at so far with everything is here. Okay, that sounds much more interesting to me already than what I started out with. But there's one more effect that I used on the piano, and I really like using this filter gate plugin. It's just a stock plugin by Air, comes with Pro Tools, and I've just gone with the straight pattern that again is a preset, stock preset, mixed at 100%, and there's a send from the piano. I've actually sent really quite a lot. And then I've automated the fader level on the send itself, so that when we hear the initial transients of the piano, this is muted. Every time at the start of the bar, this is all muted. But towards the end of the piano chord, the fader in all of this section is at 0. Now what that means is we'll get a filtered tail at the end of the chord. And let me play that in solo first so you can hear what I'm talking about. So like I said, I really, really love using this effect. I use it quite a lot to pad out sounds and just to add a little bit of an interesting feel to it. Again, we're all talking about breathing life into the mix. This for me just really adds that sense of movement, just brings things to life. And yeah, like I said, this is something that I use quite a lot. So let's play that back again in the context of the mixing. And I can bring it in and out for you so you get an idea of how this is filling out the space. And again, making this a much more interesting mix and a much more interesting beat to listen to. Without it. Bringing it back in. All right, so now it is time for the moment of truth. If I go back, take all of these effects off, and then just play the beat with what we started with, and then bring the effects in and out so you can get an idea of how much life this really is adding to the beat and adding to the mix. So here is the beat with all of these delays and the filter turned off. It's what we started with. And as you're listening back, I'll bring the effects in. Effects on. Effects off. Effects on. So that is it, how to breathe life into your mixes by using effects, especially and primarily by using delays to keep that nice upfront sound, but also create a sense of space and add some ambience to the mix. Now, because you made it all the way to the end of the video, I want to reward you for that, and I want to give you my guide, the one hack that guarantees a unique pro sounding mix completely for free today. It's just a very simple thank you for sticking around and listening to me and hopefully learning something from this tutorial and how to improve your beats and your mixes. The information in this guide seems to have been a game changer for a lot of people. It was never my intention to give this away for free for so long, but it's helped out so many people and so many subscribers over at understandingaudio.com that I'm just going to keep giving it away for free because it just seems to be spreading such a positive message and people are getting so much out of it. So don't miss out and grab it for free right now today over at getpromixes.com. I really want you to have the same experience that everybody else at understandingaudio.com is having. And if you're feeling really super generous and you want to share your experiences with me and with us, then leave your comment down below and just let me know how you breathe life into your mixes. Might sound quite dramatic, but you know exactly what I'm talking about based on this video. Now, as always, if you found the content of this video good and you enjoyed it, then give it a thumbs up, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel. There's lots more videos coming and there's already a lot uploaded, so go and watch the rest of them as well. There will be another video very soon, so stick your post notifications on and I will see you then.